My fiancée told me she needed some space until summer was over. So I drafted a legal agreement. She laughed until I officially called off the wedding, returned the ring, and walked away without looking back. I'm not entirely sure how I feel sharing this, but maybe hearing from others will help me process. My name is Ethan, I'm 32, and for the last 4 years, I was with Lauren, 30. We met through friends in Chicago during one of the busiest phases of our lives. Me working grueling hours in finance, her in a demanding marketing role. We connected instantly. The kind of love where weekends fly by and every ordinary thing becomes an inside joke. We moved in together after a year, adopted a golden retriever named Cooper, and just last year, I got down on one knee. She said yes through tears, just like you dream. Our wedding was set for late September. That perfect early fall moment, outdoor ceremony at a beautiful vineyard in Michigan. Every detail was already in place. Every table, every candle, every folded napkin. Then came late May. Summer was just peeking around the corner when Lauren dropped the bomb. We were having dinner. Everything felt normal. Until she looked at me with an uneasy smile. I've been thinking about something, she started. I don't want to hurt you, but I have to be honest. I felt my chest tighten instantly. She went on to say that she felt overwhelmed by work, her mother's health, wedding planning, and needed a break. Just until summer ended. No contact, no pressure. A pause to breathe. I was speechless. Just months away from saying, I do. And she wanted to hit pause like we were a TV show. I asked her point blank if someone else was in the picture. She swore no. She just needed time. I've always valued independence and emotional space, but this didn't sit right. She didn't say the wedding was off. Just, let's reconnect in September. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more behind her words. Still, I kept calm. If you need space, I'll respect that. She seemed relieved, too relieved. We talked logistics. She'd stay with her sister. I keep Cooper. She promised to reach out before September. The next morning, she kissed my cheek and left with a few bags. No tears. No sadness. It felt like she was headed off to summer camp, not leaving her fiancé. Then came the Instagram posts. A week in, she was tagged in photos on beaches with her college friends, bar crawls, late-night pool parties. The energy didn't scream self-reflection. It screamed freedom. After the second week, she set her account to private. That told me everything. I called my best friend Jake and asked, does this sound like someone who's planning to marry me in 3 months? He didn't sugarcoat it. Sounds like she wants a guilt-free summer. You okay with that? I wasn't. That's when I decided to add structure. Not confrontation, just clarity. I contacted a lawyer friend and asked him to help draft a simple document. 2 pages, nothing intimidating, just clear terms for this so-called break. No dating others. No big purchases from our shared wedding fund. A mutual understanding that if either party crossed certain lines, the wedding would be off, and the ring returned. I sent it with a gentle message. Just want to make sure we're both on the same page. 2 days later, I got a text. Not a call. Ethan, I'm shocked you'd do this. This feels like a business contract, not a relationship. I needed space, not legal boundaries. I reread it several times, stunned. The agreement was literally reflecting what she had asked for, just with some basic respect built in. I replied calmly, if boundaries feel offensive, then maybe this break isn't about clarity. I'm protecting both of us. If we're really serious about us, this shouldn't be scary. She never responded. Days passed. Then more beach photos. More group pics. And there he was, Ryan. Her old college flame. She once called him immature and flaky. Now they were side by side at sunset. Her hand on his shoulder. His arm around her waist. I didn't say anything. I just saved the image. Called my lawyer friend again. We might need that cancellation clause after all. Another 2 weeks went by. Silence. Then she finally called. Her voice was flat. Ethan, I didn't expect you to react like this. The legal stuff, it makes me feel like you don't trust me. I took a breath. Lauren, I wanted to trust you, but your break looks a lot like a vacation from commitment. When I tried to add accountability, you pulled away. That tells me everything. She paused. So, what are you saying? I said what I had been thinking for weeks. If you can't sign that agreement and be honest about what this break really is, then I think we need to call off the wedding. She hung up. Later that night, her sister texted me. Lauren's crying. She says you don't trust her. Why the legal stuff? Just talk it out. But after 3 weeks of partying, ignoring me and refusing to acknowledge a simple agreement, I knew she wasn't crying over me. She was crying because I wasn't playing along. I wasn't the patient groom waiting at the altar while she played single. I didn't cancel the wedding that day, or the next. I held out, still hoping for a miracle. An apology. A wake-up call. Instead, I got a call from the venue coordinator. Hi Ethan. Someone from your party asked about postponing the September 28th wedding. Said you might move it to spring. My heart dropped. I hadn't authorized anything. She was starting to dismantle our wedding without telling me. I called her mom, who was also in shock. That was my final clarity. I sat down, wrote her one last email. Lauren, I gave you space. I gave you trust. I offered a fair path forward. You chose silence. I've seen the photos. I know about the venue. I think deep down you've already walked away. You just didn't want to say it first. So I will. The wedding is off. You can keep the summer. I'll keep my self-respect. I hit send. No tears. No second guessing. I called the venue. Canceled the caterers. Refunded the photographer. It stung, but it also felt like breathing again. The next morning, she texted. I can't believe you're throwing this away without talking to me. I didn't answer. 2 days later, she showed up at my apartment crying, but her tears felt hollow. She said, I just wanted to feel something before I settled down. Maybe that was wrong, but I didn't cheat. I swear. I looked at her. Did you sleep with Ryan? She hesitated. I walked to the door. I deserve someone who doesn't need a break to know I'm the one. She didn't argue. She just left. 2 months have passed. I'm in therapy, back at the gym, hiking on weekends with new people. Cooper's still by my side, loyal as ever. Sometimes we think closure comes from final conversations. But real closure happens when the truth weighs more than the hope. I've even started dating again. Cautiously. I'm still healing. But I'm proud of myself for trusting my gut, for setting boundaries, for walking away with my dignity intact. So tell me, was I too harsh? Was the agreement too much? Or just enough to see her true colors? Thanks for watching. If you felt this story, hit that subscribe button. More stories coming soon.